Hi, everyone. Hope you've had an enjoyable weekend and welcome to week nine's class. I know, can't believe we're already at week nine. As you see here on the screen, the focus of this week's class is on learning objectives, and you've probably already gathered that if you've done at least the first two of the readings for this week. We're also going to be looking forward to the Common Core. So one of the things that I'm intending to do for this week's class is really be moving back and forth across time. That means not just looking at Popham's ideas regarding learning objectives, which were from several decades ago, as well as Elliot Eisner's ideas regarding objectives, also from several decades ago, but also looking at the Common Core. So when I say forward, I guess I mean forward from Eisner and Popham. And really thinking about the Common Core now and how Nell Noddings is understanding standards. Standards and objectives are not exactly the same thing, but as we know and as we live every day, they are very closely related. I'm also going to be prompting us to look at how Anna Julia Cooper, Carter G. Woodson, and Locke might understand some of these issues, particularly the Common Core. So that's going to be one of our activities as well. And I also want to take just a broader view of theoretical and epistemological threads. So last week in class, we discussed structuralism, and but it's kind of a brief introduction. And I also showed you that chart. We're going to be looking at that again this week. I actually even made a couple of adaptations to it, nothing major, but just some wording changes, and I added in another little layer at the top. Anyway, so we'll delve into that as well. In terms of readings, I've already mentioned what you've got going on. Our class discussion leaders are Margaret, who will be engaging us in an activity with respect to Popham's chapter. Mike will be leading us in a discussion of Eisner's chapter on objectives. And then Jolynn will be leading us in an engagement regarding Nell Noddings. Note with both Eisner and Noddings, there are two chapters in the book by each of them. So make sure you're reading the right one. The one by Noddings should be the one at the very end of the book on the Common Core, not the one on the Paideia proposal. And then the one by Eisner is the one that is focused on objectives, and it comes immediately after the chapter by Popham. Let's see. I wanted to say something about assignments about the analysis papers, and this was based on a question posed by someone at the end of last week's class. You'll note that both your third and fourth papers are due by Friday, November 16th, so you've got plenty of time. What that means is that there are no specific due dates for chapter 3 and then for chapter 4. The idea is that you can figure out when within this time frame between now and November 16th you want to work on each of those. I will be getting you feedback soon on your second analysis papers. Wait, I think I already did actually. The idea is that it's probably best for you not to wait until November 15th to begin both the third and fourth papers. But I recommend getting into your calendar when you want to have the third one done and when you want to have the fourth one done. But November 16th, which is a Friday, is your drop dead date. So that's that. I just wanted to make sure that that was clear to you all. In terms of the engagements, I already talked about those a little bit. I've also got some extensions here, some optional things for you to explore. They are optional. You don't have to do these at all. I think that the first one you'll find not only funny, but also helpful. It's a bit edgy, but I mean, not too edgy, I guess. But anyway, I think that you'll enjoy post-structuralism explained with hipster beards. And so that's just kind of for fun, but also to support your learning. And then this big section down here, again, all of this is optional, but right now in our program, we don't have a specific class that is designed to help you to think about your theoretical framework within your doctoral work and in particular in your dissertation work. And that's this isn't really a methodology class. It's a curriculum course. So it's not really the primary focus of this course to help you in that area, but because it's a theory class, it seems like it might be beneficial to provide some resources for you, that you could explore in thinking about crafting the theoretical framework in your dissertation work and in your doctoral work. Other spaces in which you should be able to get some support in that area include methodology classes. What is it, 595? I believe there's a qualitative one and a quantitative one. That's a class where you might also get some support in that regard. So again, that's just all optional, but I wanted to point out to you what that was, so that you were aware that it could be very helpful to you and to not just gloss over it if you could use some support in that area. Um, Let me just talk to you a little bit about what I'm having you do in the engagement regarding post-structuralism and objectives. When you click on this button, it's going to take you to a lot of text. So yeah, I'm going to have you reading a lot for this one. But it's not too bad. But I want to really delve into structuralism with you. And again, I have a link if you want to watch a video read aloud of Seven Blind Mice. You could do that again. So building on our conversations and our read aloud from last week, I'll have you explore some on our great crowdsourced Wikipedia. And I'm trying to tie these a little bit to the readings with notions of coherence and correspondence. We'll then delve into post-structuralism, again with a link for you to explore. And this time, a read aloud of what we might consider a post-structuralist or a postmodern picture book. After that, I'm reintroducing you to this crazy chart, which you can view here and you can also download in PDF form. This one is slightly different. It just has a new line. Let's see. I think I added in an extra row here from what I introduced to you last week. Other than that, it's essentially the same thing. Finally, after that, don't forget about this last part where it says engage. I'm using a new tool this week. I've never used this tool before in a class, full disclosure. So please communicate with me in an email if you click on the Poplet or you're not sure how to use it. I've given a few instructions here on how to use Poplet. For all I know, some of you have used it before. I had not. So I'm doing a little bit of experimentation, so bear with me if it's not functioning for you right away. As in our other online classes, you'll see other buttons to take you to the activities for Margaret's, which is also there for Popham, and Eisner and Noddings. So that's all for this week. Enjoy class, and I will see you a week from now when we're going to be reading some more CSR chapters that are edging a little bit more toward the critical rather than the positivist, interpretivist, or all the way toward post-structuralist. So, bye.